Bro, listen.
Never in my life associated the word boring with baseball.
We know what's up.
Me? Yeah. Famous? Yeah.
And I'm like giddy over there smiling like, we're about to win this shit.
Did everyone give you crap? Give me a good, host story.
I'm not picking it up.
We both love the game.
We talk about it every day.
Can't get enough baseball.
Having some popcorn, you're fooling around your phone.
I'd have to wait in line for 3 hours.
Hang on, because it's about to be a wild ride.
Here we go, another Wasabi Hot Cloud Storage, Wasabi Technologies Hot Take. We do it every single week. Thank you, Wasabi, for sponsoring, partnering, brothers and sisters of baseballs and boring, the cause of revolution, the conversation. It's always a good time, and this is always a good time. I did it last week for the first time, the Hot Take, and we're going to be doing it every single week, and it's really therapeutic for me, to be honest with you. It was therapeutic, and I also liked digging into something. I liked digging into it last week, and I like digging into it this week. And what I wanted to dig in on and talk about, because this is the hot take, and it's really sort of just getting this off my chest, what I wanted to rant about. And thank you, Wasabi, once again for allowing me to do this. The thing I want to rant about today, it came upon me when I was doing a story on Jarren Duran of the Boston Red Sox. So Duran is on pace, like a few others, to play every single game this year. As he said, he walks by manager Alex Cora, and Cora says 162. So it's really fascinating to me about the games played, about the guys who play every single game. Especially for a guy like Duran, who runs around like his hair's on fire. A guy who is his game is built on being on his feet and just going from first to third, second to home, chasing balls down the outfield. I mean, you aren't just parked at first base here. This is a leg-driven player, and he wants to play 162. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. As I wrote in the story, no Red Sox player has done it in 39 years. That would have been Bill Buckner. But so it made me think about this. And then I was talking to Red Sox third base coach and outfield coach Kyle Hudson about it. And he had made the point, and I think it's a good one, and one of the things that sort of I'm basing this hot take on, or rant, whatever you want to call it, games played might be one of the, if not the most underappreciated stat in the entirety of baseball. In baseball, we are so obsessed with finding the next level of stats, finding the secret sauce, finding the thing that, we have to get our calculators for, that we have to Google, that we have to act like we're smart when we're dumb. All of that. This is how baseball is, and so much of it is worthwhile. But what's staring at us right in front of our face is games played. One of the most important stats. And as much as we rail on looking back at the old days and how archaic everything seems, well, maybe they had a point. And what I'm talking about is the criteria for voting for MVP. So I thought, go back a few years, Mike Trout finished fourth in the MVP voting one year after playing 114 games. I think I was the only one who voted for, I know I was the only one who voted for him as deep as ninth. And why? Because I was going off the criteria that they set for us for voting. And let me read this to you. So these rules were put in place in 1931, and everyone will say they're outdated, but it is what it is. Until they change it, it is what it is. Number one, actual value of a player to his team, that is strength of offense and defense. All right, so right there, sorry DHs, Shohei Ohtani, he's probably going to be the MVP, maybe Mookie Betts will have it, but if you're going to go by the letter of the law, there it is. And number two, this is why I bring this up. Number two in MVP voting criteria, number of games played. number of games played. And everyone, when the Trout thing happened, and we have other examples of this, everyone's like, oh, well, we can't really go by that. It's old. Well, let me just tell you, we should factor this in. This is a valuable thing. Because first of all, if you're playing a lot, that means you're good enough to play. And also, it shows an ability to function in a game that this is part of being excellent at the major league level, of managing the grind and the expertise and the challenges, and there's more challenges than ever when it comes to functioning in this game, whether it's travel, whether it's analytics, whether it's whatever it is, whether it's the speed of the game, more difficult than ever. So we should appreciate it more than ever. So I do think, and I'm going to echo what Kyle Hudson said, that this is one of the most important stats. Games played. Right now, the leaders in games played, as we sit here, as we record this, some familiar names. Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, Fernando Tatis Jr., Jurickson Profar. Now, Freeman, Hernandez, and Tatis Jr., the only ones, they're the lead of the pack, and they've started every game. And I get it. We're only a third of the way through the season, not even. But still, you get here, you have to appreciate what is going on. You're trending in that direction. So how often does this happen? Well, last year you had 4 guys do it. You had Eugenio Suarez, then of the Mariners, now the Diamondbacks. Juan Soto, Marcus Semien, Matt Olson. All went to 162. All right? Now, another thing we should factor in, how many innings. The guy who led in all of baseball last year in innings played in the field. This is standing out in the field. Ronald Acuna Jr. And that was the most of anybody in the field since 2021. That year he had just crazy good. And if anyone who wanted to take a deep dive into this, and maybe it's too late for some of these voters, they should have looked at that. The guy played more innings than anybody in baseball in the field, and anybody in baseball in the field since 2021. All right, speaking of 2021, since then, the guys who have played the most games, the guy that we could give the old tip of the chapeau to, Marcus Semien, 535, Freddie Freeman, 531, Matt Olson, 526. Now, when we talk about the guy who was playing with his hair on fire, running around and everything else, and appreciating maybe that person more than the first baseman, well, Semien's the closest to that. Now, Semien, one of the things that we have to take a pause and understand, like, wow, what a feat he had last year. Not only did he play every regular season game, 162, he played in 179 total games last year. Now, the record for most games played, regular season and postseason, Hideki Matsui, 180. So Semien came 1 game shy of the record. Hideki Matsui, that was incredible. So obviously you have to go on a deep postseason run in order to do that. But Semien, 1 game shy, 179 total games the guy played. Other guys who have played 179 games in a single season, once again, regular season, postseason, Luis Gonzalez in 2021, Hunter Pence in 2014, Juan Pierre in 2003. So let's stop and pause and appreciate this dynamic of actually playing in all these games, playing a lot. As you hear one of the catchphrases in baseball, you hear the word grind, right? It's the grind. We just grinded it out. It's almost an overused word, right? But one of the things that they'll say, he posts every day. He posts. That guy, he posts. Yeah, well, these guys post every single day. And you have to be good to do that. You have to be good because if you aren't good, then the manager, the organizations, they're going to say, You're terrible. We know that you want to play. We know that you're healthy enough to play, but you got to take a break. You're killing us. So the guys who are playing all these games are good. So not only are they good, they're taking care of themselves, and they're taking pride in it. So if you have a guy on a team that they enter the year and the expectation for them is to play 162 and then maybe even beyond, that's the guy I want. That's the guy I want. Let's start prioritizing this stat across the board. Games played. Yes, me saying it sounds like old man yelling at clouds. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. It's not complicated. Games played. Let's start appreciating. All right, this has been another Hot Take sponsored by Wasabi Hot Cloud Storage, Wasabi Technologies. Whew, I feel better. I feel really good. Thank you, Wasabi. Thank you, Baseball Isn't Boring. Thank you to all you listeners, all you subscribers, all you follow the account at BB Isn't Boring. Thank you to everybody. We'll do another rant, another hot take next week.